Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. I just got a very special and exciting car delivered to my house, and I am so pumped for what the day has in store. I just got a really special and exciting car delivered to my house, and I can't wait to show you guys what it's all about. Check this thing out, guys. It is called the Vanderhall Speedster. I first saw the Vanderhall Speedster at the LA Auto Show, and instantly when I laid eyes on it, I thought, I need to get behind the wheel of this thing. It's got an amazing mix of retro and modern looks. It looks like nothing else on the road, and of course, it's three-wheeled. The styling of the Speedster is absolutely stunning. Look how cool this side-mounted exhaust looks. It just has such a cool mix of 1930s race car with modern-day technology and flair. Unlike the Polaris Slingshot that I reviewed recently, the Vanderhall Speedster is front-wheel drive. They've got two different methodologies. Vanderhall says that this improves handling significantly and makes the vehicle feel more like a four-wheeled car as opposed to a tricycle. We're definitely going to be putting that to the test. One thing is for sure, I am obsessed with the way this vehicle looks. Under the hood of the Vanderhall Speedster is a 1.4-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, which pumps out a healthy 180 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque. Now, off the bat, that doesn't seem like a whole lot, but given the fact that it has a completely aluminum chassis and it's not really all that big, it weighs only 1,450 pounds, which means its power-to-weight ratio is identical to a new BMW M3 competition package. It only weighs 1,450 pounds. Seriously, guys, how can you not like the way the Speedster looks? This thing is so badass. Give you a little sneak peek of the interior. We'll go over it in more detail in a bit, but man, that is cool. Now, because the Speedster only has one seat, check out how much space we have for storage in the cabin. The entire other side, where there would be a seat in another model, which I'll talk about in a bit, there's also storage bins behind the seat as well. Now, we've got the ignition over to the left-hand side, like a Porsche. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Engine fires right up. I think it's time for a little cruise. Instantaneous response, a lot better than the other types of cars like this that I've driven. Also, the responsiveness of the brakes is unbelievable. All right. Could I just get a M&M McFlurry, please? That's it. Thank you. problem is, I just realized there's no cup holders in the Vanderhall Speedster. You know, interestingly enough, that might have been one of the best reactions I've ever gotten out of that particular McDonald's. Even driving the Ferrari and the Lamborghini, nobody really says anything. So there you have it. Gets more attention and compliments than a Lamborghini. Just pulled off to the side of the road here. Initial impressions, man, is the Vanderhall Speedster a joy to drive. All right, let's hop out. It's such an open, visceral environment. Wind is absolutely everywhere. Because the cutout for the arm is so low, you can see down to the road. It is the perfect car for a cruise in the Santa Monica Mountains or down to Malibu on a day like today. I will say though, you're absolutely going to want to bring sunglasses or goggles, as this windshield, as cool as it looks, is not tall enough to protect your face from wind and rock. Otherwise, after about 40 miles an hour, you're going to be crying tears of joy and fear as you can't see anything at all. There are some design elements of the Speedster that I really like. For one, behind the front grille are two LED headlights made up of rows of LEDs positioned in a way that they aren't interrupted whatsoever by the grille. They simply shine on through. You'll also notice how low the hood of the Vanderhall Speedster really is. In order to get the hood this low, they use pushrod inboard suspension for better handling and a sexier profile. And the headlights and radiator together kind of look like a smiley face. The side profile of the Speedster is absolutely to die for. It offers some pretty cool innovative features as well. In order to not interrupt the bodywork with ugly plastic reflectors, they actually integrated the reflectors into the wheel caps. Check this out. We got a reflector for the front and a reflector for the rear. We've got two 25 section tires up front and two 85s in the back. Notice how I just said two 85s? Nope, there's actually only one 285 section tire. Guess I'm used to four-wheeled cars. But we've got the upgraded Brembo brakes on this, which stop the Speedster in a very, very intense, satisfying manner. Seriously, the brakes are insane. I can't get over how incredible the side exhaust pipe looks. Now the good news is it's tucked far enough inside the bodywork that you're not likely to burn your leg on the exhaust pipe. That would absolutely suck. Now getting into the Vanderhall, pretty simple. There's no doors of any kind. Just hop on up here, slide on down, and you're ready to drive. The attention this vehicle gets is unbelievable. Nearly every single car that drives by honks, gives it a thumbs up, and is super excited. And that's what this vehicle is truly all about. Having a good time and putting smiles on people's faces while you're doing it. All right, let's take a look at the interior, shall we? I'm absolutely in love with this thin wood grain steering wheel and the chrome center sections with Venice in the middle there. Looks totally old school. It's a little bit thin for a sports car. It doesn't provide the most grip, but hey, it looks fantastic. We've got manual analog gauges in back there, as well as some switch gear. This one is for the Bluetooth, and then we've got some climate controls, the fuel level there. We even have heated seats. That's right, heated seats in a one-seater. I should say heated seat. Now you're probably wondering, why is there a shifter here and then also one over here? The Vanderhall only has one transmission available, a 6-speed automatic, but you can option it with this bump shifter that basically turns it into a sequential manual. Push it forward for downshifts and push it backwards for upshifts. It's incredibly responsive and a ton of fun. I just noticed tucked away in here is the traction control button. It's almost like they don't want you to press this. Look at that, we've got a plaque letting us know this is Speedster number 54. All right, I'd say it's time to get this thing out on the road and show you guys exactly what it's like to drive. Alrighty, time to drive this bad boy. Seatbelt comes on from the right-hand side. And fire it up. To put the car into first gear, you take the right shifter, push it down, slide it all the way into drive. If you go one further than that, you've got manual mode where you can use that sequential bump shifter. Can't wait to do that later. All right, let's roll. I will say one complaint I do have is the turning radius is not very good. So we're gonna drive slow at first because I'm not sure how bad the wind noise is going to be. But the first thing you notice when you're behind the wheel of the Vanderhall Speedster are the turbo noises. That 1.4 liter four-cylinder, you're not expecting much out of it, but it is a wonderful engine for this chassis and makes some epic noises. You get on the gas and let off and you hear the craziest wastegate release whooshing ever. You basically don't even hear the engine. It's just one big cycle of turbo noises, and I absolutely love that. because the windscreen is so short, you get the wind throughout your hair. So if you're worried about your hair getting messed up, then this isn't the car for you. But if you're just trying to have a whole bunch of fun and actually experience the great outdoors, this is a wonderful way to do it. I love the feeling of not being isolated from the outside environment whatsoever. The wind everywhere, the sun. It is so nice behind the wheel of the Speedster. So there are 4 different models. We've got the Vanderhall Venice, which is their standard car. It's actually got 2 seats instead of 1. That comes in at a base price of just under 30 grand, $29,950. Then we've got the Speedster, which I'm in now, only comes with 1 seat. We've got this cover over the side here. I think it's a lot cooler looking and more unique because it only has 1 seat. But if you need that extra practicality, of course, you can get the 2-seater. That starts at $26,950. And when I started to think about that more and more, that's actually incredible value for the money. A brand new car for 27 grand that's able to do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 4.5 seconds. That's right, this can do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Then above that, we've got the Edison that's soon to come out. That's going to be a fully electric version of the Vanderhall. Very excited for that one. And at the top of the line, the Carmel, which is the luxury version of the Venice. All the bells and whistles, more leather, just a higher end trim. All right, so what is this thing actually like to drive? So we're gonna shift it, push down, put it into manual mode, which gives me full control of the bump shifter over to the left. Now, I'll be honest, it takes a little bit to get used to. You're used to shifting a manual transmission car with your right hand. Now I've got to do it with my left hand, but the responsiveness is instant. It is one of the fastest automatic transmissions I have ever experienced with the manual shifting mode that actually responds to your command. Now we've got an indicator in the center of the dash here that shows you what gear you're in, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. I really like that. Let's go ahead and downshift. It is fast. Woo! And the brakes are out of this world. Considering the fact it weighs 1,450 pounds, that means slowing this thing down is not all that difficult, but with those Brembos, it is face-ripping deceleration. Pretty stable too for the fact that it only has 1 wheel in the back. Now, cornering abilities. It doesn't really tend to oversteer or understeer. It takes a bit getting used to the actual driving experience of it. I think it's because the steering is a little bit light for me. I'd prefer a slightly heavier steering, and these seats don't exactly hold you in place super well, but it actually handles really well. This thing really is a joy. I haven't stopped smiling the entire time. And that's really the point of any car. Sure, it's not the most practical thing on the market, but if you're looking at a 1-seater car, you're probably not looking for practicality anyways. But there's no dollar amount that justifies the amount of fun that I'm having right now. For $27,000, the smiles per dollar is off the charts. Woo! And at high speeds, it is unbelievably exhilarating. Holy crap. Also, the fact that we have traction control makes me feel a lot safer. A lot of these boutique cars with 3 wheels don't have any form of traction control, which, I don't know, feels a bit dangerous for a car of this nature. But honestly, you can push it fast around corners. And I honestly don't miss the fact that it doesn't have a manual. This bump shifter is freaking awesome. They need to do this in more cars. The look on people's faces as they pass by, it's unreal.
Now, the one downside of the fact that it's front-wheel drive is you can't do smoky burnouts or drifts, really, but you know what? I still love it.
Well, it is really stable. It's not a car I'd recommend taking on the freeway for long journeys. You definitely want to have a full face helmet to get rid of all that wind, as it gets pretty overbearing after speeds of 60, 65 miles an hour, which is fine in the canyons for short periods of time, but if you're getting blasted in the face for an hour in a row, probably get pretty uncomfortable. Single coilover suspension in the rear, and then pushrod suspension up front. Can't really see in there. It sounds good, it looks amazing, it's thrilling to drive, and it is completely unique. I absolutely love the Vanderhall Speedster. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I'm gonna leave you with a point of view video so you can really see what it's like to drive behind the wheel of this single seat three-wheeler. All right, hit it with the point of view.
All right, let's fire it up. Pull the car back all the way into manual. And off we go. Visibility out of this is as good as it gets. 360 degrees of open top driving experience. All right, let's go ahead and launch it from a standstill, shall we? A little bit up a hill.